And welcome back, everyone, to Seekers of Sarmanath. So, the five of you have successfully found a place to rest and warm yourselves and take a nice little short rest here, while the patrols of Merrill bubbled and burled around you. You're deep in the heart of the residential district, and you have a beat to near unconsciousness prisoner that you've been looking after rescuing them from a Merrill patrol. What are your plans? What are you guys up to?
Does Aquaman speak our lingo?
You try to speak to him, and no, they do not. They speak that strange kind of Aquan language, and it rumbles through the water very strangely.
You can hold your breath for a number of minutes equal to your con modifier, right?
Correct.
All right, I'm gonna take a deep breath and say over the Wi-Fi link, "Be quick," and then I take the periapt off and put it over his head.
Ooh, how smart!
Very smart.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't hear anything.
The periapt goes over his head, and you can immediately recognize the intent of his words, if not the words themselves, as it broadcasted through the magic of the necklace, the periapt, if you will. You hear him thank you for saving me. I was afraid that I would be the next to be sacrificed.
Oh, for the record, I included him in the prayer of healing, so he got 9 hit points back too.
Oh, okay. Well, he's much less likely to fall unconscious at any moment then. He seems much hale and heartier than he did moments before.
I forgot to say it specifically.
Does he look
what
like
does
he look like? Does he look like a Triton, or does he look like a
Yes,
mare?
he's a Triton male who has kind of ragged clothes that are torn and ripped apart. It seems like he was wearing kind of a more natural, like laced almost seaweed that's almost dried or somehow fashioned to create small clothes. But he's not of the same race of Merrill. He has bruises and cuts along his body that, despite Gorik's magic, have not completely healed and gone away. There are firm iron shackles that bind his wrists together, and a chain that goes between them and his legs.
While we I'll approach him and be like, "Can you tell us where the princess is?" While I attempt to undo his shackles.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a thieves' tools proficiency check. This is a dexterity attribute.
And at normal, normal. 18.
An 18. All right. So as you're working, he kind of shakes his Triton head. He says, "I'm not sure exactly where she's being held. Most of us are held in different areas. The most of us are held in the he says the noble district of the old city. There are many survivors there from the Merrill attack. Perhaps she is held in the same place in a different part of the district. I don't know. I have not seen her."
Do you know where the Philosopher's Stone is located?
He kind of blinks for a moment, shakes his head. We Triton did not make the Philosopher's Stone. Perhaps it is a hidden treasure of Raekwon that we have not found. I know nothing of it.
Do you know where they were taking you?
He nods, kind of shrugs a little bit in disgust. Says, "Yes, they are sacrificing Triton to whatever strange god lies beyond those obelisks. They say that their god whispers to them. They take us in pairs sometimes or by themselves. I know not what for."
Is Sean still chilling? Or not Jaguar?
He should be able to breathe.
Wait, we went to a dry place, didn't we? Does that mean that we're above water right now?
No, but there's like a pocket of air in a collapsed building that you found your way into.
Which is rapidly being replaced by smoke. Since
Which is
Greg's
rapidly
under
being
fire.
burned up, yeah.
Okay. I guess I don't need to hold my breath then.
Sure.
So I guess I'm good.
Okay. Does anyone else have anything we need to ask him?
I will give my necklace to Jagar so he can talk, because I have nothing else to say to this man, and I've already undone his cuffs, so...
Alright, okay. He kind of rubs his wrists a little bit, trying to work feeling back into him. He smiles at you, thanking you. You can tell that he spent some time in these cuffs. His wrists are rubbed kind of raw by them.
So I go over some of the information because I didn't hear the conversation. He doesn't know where the princess is. He doesn't know where the philosopher's stone is. Do you know where the Merrill are most concentrated?
He kind of spreads his hands out in a gesture of like everywhere. He says, "You're in the center of them. Here in the north of the city, this residential district is where they are most concentrated.
Weren't we looking for a jail?
Also, the noble district, as I said, it's the two most bounteous of Merrill. You'll find Merrill throughout most of the city on patrol or doing other things, but this is where they keep."
Are we in the 6 or the 7 district right now? We're in 7, right?
You're in 7.
Okay. I ask if there are any jails in this district or the one just over to the east.
He kind of shakes his head and says, I don't know much about this district's, whether or not there are jails here. I know this is where the Merrill congregates, is where they most live. Perhaps there are jails here.
Is there any clear architecture that would point a jail out over another building?
He kind of shakes his head and says, I don't think so. He kind of points to the, well, he can't because you're underneath. He mentions the domed structures that build out over the top of the old architecture. He says these things are what they've built. You'll find them in there.
Wait, where did... Oh, I don't know. I can't hear anything. Can you ask him where they kept him all this time?
Where were you being kept?
He says he was kept in the noble district of the city, one of the inner rings that circle the temple in the middle.
Okay. I don't have anything else, so I'm gonna pass it over to Rose in case she has anything she wants to ask.
Playing pass the parry apt.
What's your name?
I am Ollie.
Ollie?
Ollie.
Like
Right.
A-L-I or like O-L-L-I-E?
Says I spell it with runes and symbols. I don't know how you would spell it in your language.
Oh, probably A-W-H-L-I then.
That was so condescending, I love it.
Do they keep others like you in the noble district, like in that circle you stayed at? Were there others?
Our people. The Triton
Yeah.
people.
Right. Also, personal question. Have you ever seen anything like me, but probably in a seaweed form?
He studies you for a moment and shakes his head.
No?
Not here in Raekwon.
You mean not here or not at all?
Well, I haven't seen you. I've only stayed. I haven't seen anything like you. I'm in the city where I live.
Would you know is there like a big palace or something down here?
He nods his head. Says, yes, of course.
Noble? In the noble district as well?
Aye, there's something large in the noble district. temple district right in the center. A very large temple, much like a palace. He also kind of nods his head to a different part of the city, or just in a different direction, I guess. He says, "There's also a grand university from before the Raekwon fell below the depths."
Where is that grand university at all?
He kind of draws a circle in the ground and begins making a map. Much
So if we
like,
gave these quarters like arbitrary
he
numbers,
starts cutting
ranging
the
from 1
districts.
to 9.
He makes a point towards the 5th district to the east.
Right.
So if you are in the 7th district, you would have to cross through the 6th into the 5th to get to the university.
5th is the.
I wanna nudge Gorik and say, can you ask him to lead us to where we need to go? Because he probably knows the layout where we can avoid them the most.
Why am I asking and not you?
It sounds like he's been.
I don't have my Peridot on.
You can't actually speak underwater without the periapt, right? The periapt allows you to communicate with people,
I
right?
thought we were in the bubble though.
Oh yeah, okay, fine.
We're in the smoke bubble.
You're in the
The
smoke
magic bubble.
We're blazing it up in here.
Never
We're
mind.
Elon Musking it.
Yeah, sorry. Yes, I'll ask him if he can lead us where Millman just asked me to ask him to lead us.
His eyes kind of fill with fear for a moment, but nods his head. Says, "Seems fair trade for your freeing me."
I cast Beacon of Hope, so he's immune to fear. No, I don't.
That's the kind of cheap.
Should we try to free more Triton prisoners?
Are there more Triton prisoners?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there are more.
Sounds
Oh
like
my
there are a
God,
lot.
we're gonna help a coup. Let's do this.
It might
If
help
there's
us
enough
get
that we
into
could
the.
potentially create a force to be reckoned with, maybe. I mean, a large jailbreak would certainly cause a distraction for us to search for the Princess and the Stone.
That was kind of my idea, is that if we could infiltrate and free some of the Triton soldiers, we might be able to easier get more into the inner city.
Are any of your soldiers still alive?
He says, "Many of my people are still alive. Very few of us are unchained. I would not even know where they would. I would not even know where to search for them."
Can Rose summon any oceanic creatures with summon woodland beasts, or would she just summon a bunch of birds that immediately started drowning?
I imagine we could summon amphibious woodland creatures. I bet she could get some tree frogs. I don't know, some like wood lizards, maybe some trout from the local river. Crocodiles, perhaps.
That would live until the salinity of the salt water started destroying their rivers.
I mean, she could get baby salmon because they can swim in salt water.
There we go. Yeah.
How was Rose doing with the salt water, actually, now that we think about it?
Well, now that we're talking about it, my skin feels a little tight, but I'm doing okay.
Wait for her to dry out and she becomes pale white from all the salt buildup on her skin.
Maybe I need the beacon of hope now. Gorik, I'm ready.
That's looking like a mangrove tree.
Okay, we'll find you some fresh water when we get back to land.
Lovely. Seriously though, do we want to just try to free more people, start a distraction, and then try to go for the university? Is that
I think
the
we
idea?
probably want. I guess it seems like our best lead. It'd be nice
I mean,
to
we're
have more
probably
information.
hopelessly outnumbered here, so I don't think we can just fight them all straight on. We need more people,
No,
right?
definitely not. I just wish we had more information before committing to a plan. But I think it's our best bet. We can't take many more fights like the one we just fought, and that wasn't even a very large group.
I'll ask the Triton prisoner guy if do your people have a leader down here, someone that we could be able to assist or that could help us in return?
He shrugs. He says, "We have a leader, of course. The royal family of the Tritons. They are imprisoned here as well. I do not know what help prisoners can give you.
We could attempt to free their royal family, then the royals would lead the rest of the Tritons.
Didn't we already say we're going to try to help the princess?
Yeah, I think the princess is probably a member of the royal family.
Yeah.
Are there any beasts that you befriended down here? Orcas or dolphins or sea turtles? I don't know.
He kind of nods. Says, many creatures of the sea here. The Merrill command them as cleanly as we do. Perhaps if you raised the Kraken, it could assist. Dangerous task, that.
I support this idea. Out of character, I'm about this.
I mean,
How does-
I'm not against if a Kraken attacks them, that would also, honestly,
Right.
pretty
Be a
big.
very
I'm not
similar
gonna
action.
not gonna talk to that Kraken.
I think the Kraken is a bad idea.
Yeah. Somewhere in a moving box, I have my Kraken Mini. If I knew where it was, I would hold it up right now. But
Oh my god. I mean, it would be a pretty famous death, you know. But hey, would you like to?
Well, you could eat us, or you could eat hundreds of other things with our help. But
I think its point would be that it doesn't need our help to eat us and the hundreds of other things. It would
At that
just start
jest,
with-
Ollie kind of nods in agreement. He says, yes, the Kraken is not one that we reason with. It
No, don't
lives
unleash the Kraken.
beneath the city in a deep, dark cave. It is said that the horn of the royal family can call it forth in times of great need. But it is not
I
something
feel like
that's-
this is a great time of need. I just want to point that out.
He shrugs. He says, I don't know what level of control you could have over the Kraken.
Are you the only Triton people down here in the city? Are there other Tritons around somewhere?
He says, are there other Tritons? Of course.
Yeah,
my
like
people-
another city or neighbors,
Not
distant
for,
relatives?
not for a long while. We've this is the home of our people. We took this place centuries past when it fell beneath the waves. I would not know where other Tritons live. Certainly there are more in the ocean, but this is the home of all Tritons in this area.
Fear that if we try to sneak our way into the city, we'll get surrounded by a larger group than we just got attacked by. And if that happens, then we'll die.
Do you know if there are any secret ways through the city? Like even are there like underground passages, secret hidden
He nods his
ways?
head.
Maybe old ways? This is a really old city. It's been here before you, right? So it is really old.
Indeed, the architecture here is different than Triton architecture. We've grown to love it over the centuries, but there's much of it that we still don't know. The university itself has a vault that none have been able to enter.
Oh, I accept that challenge. If I could
May-
hear it.
Maybe we're going about this the wrong way. Maybe it would actually be easier to infiltrate. Is that the right word? Infiltrate the university and find the hidden passageways around this city. You know, maybe they have like a plan or something that tells us what the city layout is and an easy way to get around.
The Triton shrugs and kind of offers his hands up as if maybe.
Hold on.
Who knows?
this city used to be above water, correct? Would there not be a sewer system then? And the sewer system would be flooded over. So you take out all of the horrible things that will kill you instantaneously instead of a normal sewer system, but you leave the underground tunnels that you can likely travel through to get to most districts in the city.
Seems like he doesn't know about them. There might still be there.
I'll ask him. Is there anywhere in the city that is safe from the Merrill? Those things. I asked Ollie that.
I'm sorry, I was lost in space. Could you say that again?
I asked Ollie if anywhere in the city is like a safe place to hide out from the Merrill, or if he knows of them.
He shakes his head. You're clearly... He kind of lifts up his chains as he says this. He's like, I have been prisoner. If I knew of a safe space, I would have used it.
All right. Out of game. I'm declaring this NPC useless.
Yeah, I say we just let him loose.
Oh my god.
Well, like as in he goes free, not like we kill him.
No. I
take
just
him back to
like we saved him and he has like no useful information for us at all.
I'm going to take off the
He's
amulet.
He's had useful information. I mean,
A little bit.
I mean, the university was a pretty big hint, just saying. But I'm taking off the amulet, and I'll give it back to you. And I'm going to say, should we send him back to the other princess? Maybe he could act as her bodyguard, or she could act as his bodyguard. She seemed pretty tough.
Seems like a decent plan.
I agree. We should definitely send all prisoners back to the safe spots we know of.
Does the princess, is she like in hiding and the Merrill don't know where?
Yeah, that's my big concern is that he'll lure them back to her.
Yeah. Or if he gets captured, he'll blab.
Oh, I can turn him invisible.
That could do it.
I think. Let me think for a second.
Like he's just sitting there not understanding us now, so he's just like
Yeah, when you take away his periapt, he doesn't really know what's going on.
Do it. I think it's a good idea. Make him invisible, send him back to the princess, and then he could help protect her. Worst comes to worst.
You would have an hour to go back. So.
Okay, I'll give him back the periapt so that you can let him know. I say to have him take a wide route just to like keep away.
And tell him he can't attack people and he shouldn't cast spells. It's very important.
Well, you're the one who's going to tell him. I'm giving him my periapt, and I put it over his head again.
Alrighty, he takes it. He nods in enthusiasm, like, "Oh yes, I did not know the other princess had escaped. I would gladly go to her." And
I'll
he
give
asks
Rose
you
my periapt so
to
she can talk to him.
describe. He asks you to describe the area that she's hiding in and how to get there. He hasn't been out of the city since becoming a prisoner, and agrees to go at once. So you take your periapt back, turn him invisible, and away he goes.
All right.
Presumably to attempt to go get the princess safe. What is the plan after you let him go?
I still think we should look for a sewer.
Wasn't he
Raekwon
gonna
was an
lead
above
us?
ground city. It should probably be a sewer. Would probably be a relatively safe way to get to the inner districts. I don't know if we should go swimming through the streets if they're looking for us.
I believe he was meant to lead us to where we wanted to go.
Well, we know we're going to the inner districts, right?
He didn't really know though.
Yeah, he did not really know the layout.
Yeah.
But okay.
He had no idea where prisoners were. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, like we were asking where could we go for this, and he didn't seem to know anything.
Well, we are on a pretty big structure right now, so I think they might have a sewage system here, right?
Yeah. I don't know where it would be, but we could
Was
probably
once
find it.
above ground.
I
so-
mean, my guess is that it would be somewhere down.
Yes.
that's
Good.
using the old noggin.
Greg, have there
No,
been
we
any-
tried an above ground sewer once, and it really doesn't work as well
Yeah.
as you hope.
I was gonna say, Greg, have we seen any signs of a sewer system, or is this just a chamber pots dumped in the street sort of city?
Well, it's hard to say. You didn't see any chamber pots. They don't seem to have survived the thousands of years that the city's been underwater, if that's so. But you don't really... You might... A portion of your brain nags at you and thinks, this city floated above an ocean, and what need would it have for sewers? But there might be. Who knows?
You gotta funnel the poop into the ocean.
I guess you
So-
could just drill holes directly down into the ocean, and then basically have like
They
instead of
probably
a
just-
sewer system, you just have like sewer shafts.
probably just toss it off. Like,
Oh, you
One
wouldn't want to.
day, someone finally drilled the last hole that sunk the whole city.
That's what it was. Too many holes. That's why the
That is why the magnificent city of Rayquan sank below
Yep,
the ocean.
that's why
They
we make
drilled
up these
one
great
too many
cities.
poop holes.
Too many shitholes.
Exactly.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Yep.
All the dead.
It was
hopes
the poop
and-
holes all along. That's what got it.
Yep. They tried to build a
I
coliseum.
actually kind of like the lore of the grand floating city that sunk because of an engineering failure.
Yeah.
One
playing-
guy.
They're playing Dwarf Fortress. That's clearly what happened.
Oh man.
But
I
you
just-
said
Are we going to move out towards the uni, or are we going to head towards?
we are currently in a soup. You said in a something that looks like a governmental building, right?
They have
Yes, yes. It
top
seems like you're in
tier,
some
sir.
kind of courthouse nearby.
So there's a chance that there's also a secret passage or something going on here, because if you are somebody important and you're like in politics or in some governmental structure, like the place where you gotta put a secret passage is probably in that place, because that's where the important people usually are, right? Like if you want to put a secret passage, you're gonna put it in the White House, right?
What's the White House?
Oh, it's just an image. The White House is like, you know, the big house where the important people are.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. We don't have one of them.
So I think I'm gonna check the area for some secret passages. See if there's anything that leads away from here.
Yeah, and like on the chance that there is a sewer system, I'll or just
I'll let you
Or just-
know if I find.
I'm gonna start looking around for some
Right.
passages underground.
Alrighty, so what I would like from you is I would like an investigation intelligence check to see what you can find. Rose, you are going to be searching through the courthouse to the south of you
I would
here.
like to
And-
help Rose, as
Okay.
I am very proficient in the investigation.
So, Rose, you're going to go inside this courthouse here and check for secret passages that you may have
Alright.
missed along the way. You are getting help from Hugh Seafeather, so go ahead and roll with advantage for me. As
And
you
I'm
do
also
so.
gonna pull out. Help me.
Amber.
Yes, thank you.
Sambar the Mace.
I want to say I'm gonna pull out
Use some
Jagger.
true
I was
sight.
like, that's all right. I'm gonna pull out Samba because he has like true sight or something, right? So
Uh-huh.
maybe that might help.
Okay.
So like, with him in one hand, I'm gonna swim along.
All right. Using the
Um,
mace as a divining rod, you swim along, trying to find secret
Like
tunnels.
torch. Investigation, intelligence.
Investigation
Is it?
intelligence, please. With advantage for the assistance.
If you bomb this, have the oh, I've got the
That's a
perfect.
9. Not very good.
All
All
the
right.
time while you're searching, Sambar is like, "Man, I wish I was alive. This would be amazing. I don't know how I would swim, but this would be so cool. Like, look at that. How often do I get to see fish? I live in the plains. There's barely any enough water to drink." I'm so distracted.
And so you are distracted by Sambar's ceaseless speaking while you are investigating. Jagar, you are determined that there must have been a sewer system in the... Alright, so the mystery of the sewer system of Rayquan continues. Who knows if there's a sewer or not in Rayquan? But you could not find it. Maybe it leads you to think these might have been some uncivilized folk back in the day. But no, you reconvene with your party once again after having searched through, and you have neither found a hidden passage in the courthouse nor a sewer system to speak of.
Guess we're just swimming it. I mean, I
Yeah.
probably should have done the investigation.
So, do we do the Nobles District and try to find the princes, or do we go to the university and try to find out what the city's layout is like?
If this is a government building, is there a map? Like a more detailed map?
Oh,
You don't find any remnant of paper in here. It seems that if there had been paper or a map or something in this room, the thousands of years under the ocean has ruined it.
Yeah. Okay. I guess let's get swimming.
Yeah,
Get
I
your
think
flippers on,
the
kids.
university might be a good place to go first. I
imagine?
and
don't.
also be less guarded.
I don't see us getting into the inner city without attracting more than one group of soldiers. So I think we need to try the outer districts first.
Agreed.
I agree.
Also,
Oh wait, what?
Janlar, can I test something with you really fast?
Sure.
gonna pull out the scepter from the last fight, and I'm gonna try and swing it at Janlar in the same imitation as the fish wizard guy that managed.
Wow,
to
I'm gonna step in between real fast. Like, real fast.
I'm not, because he didn't hit me for damage, but he binded me.
Yeah, but I mean, Jadla has like, how much HP do you have? 20?
21.
Right.
Anyways, Greg, I'm trying to use the scepter here. I don't know if it needs like a command word or something. If it does, that'd be a problem. But I'm gonna try and like swing it at Janlar and bind him with it.
Okay, you take the scepter and you swing it at him, and you are able to replicate that whipping motion. And sure enough, a concussive like whip of water springs forth from the scepter to strike at Janlar. Janlar, please make me a dexterity saving throw.
Janla dives to a water whip.
He didn't take damage, did he?
That's because you passed your
That's a
dexterity.
9. You failed, sir. So you take.
Oh crap!
Don't worry about it, guys.
13 points of bludgeoning damage from the force of this water whip, and you feel the water like begin to typhoon around you, dragging you into like down into the ocean floor, and you are held in place.
My arcane ward would take all of that damage, though.
Nice. You're still sucked into this like thing, but the flash of your abjurational ward like shields yourself from the concussion of water.
Everybody looks at him in horror, and I'm like, "You're a dick."
I asked if I could test it. He said yes.
And Rose warned you.
I try to move around. How does it work? Like you said, I have to like struggle to get out, but I can use my hands, right? So can I cast spells normally?
Oh yeah.
It only restrains you. You can't move, but you can cast spells and things as well.
I say, this might be of use in case we ever get stuck in a whirlpool. You could.
How so?
You're being pulled, so you're mounted to the ground. Good thinking, Janla. This is why you're a scholar.
I hand the scepter over. I wait for
Someone's
Janlar to finally
like,
break
pull
out
you away.
of the vortex for starters.
Okay. The vortex continues for a minute or until he makes a strength athletics check to get out of it.
Okay. And then after that's done, I'm going to hand him the scepter and say that he should use it for his own defense.
I would say maybe give it to Gorik, because poor Gorik, old man here, doesn't have anything.
I mean, that's an option too. I mean, Gorik seems more capable. He's still wearing pretty solid armor. He's got a mace at his side. He seems capable of holding his own in a fight.
Gorg just has a normal mace, though, right?
Yeah, I didn't get the Sambar mace, even though I'm proficient in maces.
Don't worry, Tom didn't either.
Yeah,
It was his mace.
Yeah, no, I'll hand the quarterstaff over to Gorg.
Oh my god, could you imagine Gorik and Senbar just yapping all the time?
Yeah.
Gorg, can Gorg wield those? I don't know.
what, quarterstaff? Yeah, I'm pretty sure a quarterstaff's a simple weapon. I think everyone can wield
Oh,
a
yeah.
quarterstaff. Yeah.
Everybody can wield it, but not everybody can do damage with it.
Well, I mean, Gorik's better with strength weapons than he is with dex weapons, so from that perspective, he should be okay with a quarterstaff. But it's also I guess it's not a two-handed weapon, it's a versatile weapon.
You can use it in two hands if you want.
Yeah, I could, but I guess you could just let go to finger doodle with a...
Yeah, I guess I'll ask Gorg
Components.
if he wants it. Janlar tries to stay back away from fights, but
What does it do other than create whirlpools?
If you strike at it like a whip, it causes, if you swing it with a whipping motion, it causes a water whip to strike at an enemy. They need to make a dexterity save of DC 15. And if they fail, they take 2d8 damage and are restrained by a whirlpool for a minute or until they use their action to break free with a strength check. Otherwise, on a successful save, they take no damage, and the restrained effect doesn't happen.
Sorry, just to be clear, the thing was a scepter, right?
It is a
Like a
scepter, yes.
Okay.
It is a
So
scepter.
maybe
It is a scepter made of coral with a bright turquoise gemstone atop it.
So it seems like it could be a mace, right?
Think of it like a wand, right? Like it has
Okay.
a magical effect.
Okay.
It's a scepter of water whip.
Can you use it like as a striking weapon or only as a
I
weapon?
mean, you
Yeah.
can hit anybody with any improvised weapon.
Well,
I'm
it's,
not-
it's because in some games scepters are basically mace-like, whereas in other games they're like little rods.
Okay. I guess then
It is not as big and heavy as a whip in my head.
Okay.
No, this is
That's-
like a slight scepter of coral.
Okay.
I guess
So
I
it's
guess I
more
would-
like a wand then.
okay. I guess I would
All of this discussion is too late. I've already written quarterstaff on my sheet. So that's what it is now.
Okay. Yeah. you
It's a quarterstaff.
Sure. It's a mini quarterstaff.
Yeah. Yeah, here I'll put in parentheses afterwards. I'll put miniature, so that
I like it.
which makes it look super like weird loot from some game. Got the modifier on it, and water whip is a spell, isn't it?
It might be, but this works exactly as I described it.
Okay,
I did not look up water whip the spell if that's a thing.
I don't. Maybe it
I
might
think it's
not
an
be.
ability.
Oh yeah, it might be a monk ability.
It's a monk ability, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I did not use the monk ability. If you look
Yeah.
up the monk ability and it is different, that's because I didn't reference the monk ability.
That's okay.
Don't worry,
It's-
nobody knows about monks. Nobody plays them.
I played a monk for a long time.
I don't usually allow
Me
monks.
too. I regret every second.
Yeah.
I'm literally playing a high level monk in my next campaign after this show. Monks
All
are
right.
awesome.
I'm so sorry.
Thematically, I just can't reconcile it, and I just
Yeah, they don't fit very well.
they're so.
I mean,
It's okay. We got our water stuff.
I forgot how
Monk-
unfocused you guys are.
Oh,
We did pretty good for the first 2
University.
hours.
It's been a couple
people.
weeks.
What the hell?
We did pretty good for the first 2 hours, and now we've fallen
We're
apart.
lost in the world of D&D.
Now the
Okay.
ADHD is kicking in.
Are we
Greg,
ready to sneak out to the university? Is the question.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it might be a struggle just to get out of here and back to the princess.
Yeah.
I mean, aren't we pretty deep into the Marrow territory?
Yeah. Kind of, I guess.
I think we should try to get outside of the city and then move around, possibly the university if we're.
Well, the
Towards
university's inner district, right? So either way, we're going to be going in.
No,
He specifically.
No,
Okay,
the
so
temples.
let's refresh everyone's
it's in
memory.
6, right? So
Let's
it's on the other
refresh.
side.
Let's refresh everyone's memory because it doesn't seem
Or
like
4.
anyone
Open your
listened
maps,
to what I
people.
had to say. So,
4.
if we look here on the city district section, you learned that the noble district makes up the 8th district, the inner ring inside of the city. This is where the majority of the Triton are being held prisoner. The majority of the Marrow live in city district 7, which is where you currently occupy. City district 5 is where the university district of the old city is, and there
Okay.
is a giant university at the center of it that he described as an important building.
Okay. Yeah, no, maybe we should go out and around then. Although I am worried that the Merrill are going to start searching outside the city since they didn't find us inside of it.
Do we want to mortar strike this bitch and go up and down again onto the university?
I don't know if we could swim high enough to go out of sight from anybody looking up.
Remember, we're not very fast.
And
Let's
then-
just go out, around, and back in again.
I like out and around.
Can
Yeah,
Rose
let's do
just wild shape into like an orca, and we can all just hang on as she swims us places?
No.
And
do it
Greg,
as
you
a
said it was
goal?
districts. You said it was districts 1 and 2 that were kind of abandoned.
Correct.
All right. Out and around, I guess.
So you're leaving the city, and you're
Yeah.
trying to go outside the city and around.
And then
We're
into
gonna try
5.
to, we're gonna try to sneak back.
Alrighty. So,
So we're swimming
what I
around
want
the
you to
perimeter
do.
clockwise. Is that what we're doing?
Yes.
All right, what I want you to do then is to make a group stealth check to make your way outside of the to make your way outside of the city district that you're in without garnering further attention from the Merrill.
May I use my wisdom modifier to do this stealth check again?
Yes, this is a wisdom-based stealth check, right? This is the same group stealth check you made on the way in. You're trying to find the hidden crevices in the city. You're trying to avoid patrols. You see the lights and the domes that the Merrill have built into the architecture, and are avoiding them. You don't want to draw the ire of the city.
I have a.
Can I get an advantage with
If you have Sambar the Mace, you can go ahead and get assisted by his soul, yes.
If it's a wisdom, not a dex, then I would get a.
20. Oh my god, thank god.
Honestly, not that bad.
You just
Nobody
hear
was below
someone
10.
like, be the fish.
Mine would be a 10 after.
Okay.
I switched to-
Be
Alright.
the fish.
So
Well, you guys are carried very nicely by a crit 24, a 20, and a 20, and the heightened alert of the Merrill seems to have swept out from this part of the city in like a circle. You're at the center of it, and so you get by them stealthily and make your way outside of the city itself. You are now floating out away from the lights and the domes of the architecture of the city and into the coral reefs and the ocean floor around you. You begin swimming your way kind of counterclockwise, trying to make your way around the city. You do so. Let me see. I wasn't prepared for you to leave the city once you were in it. Let me make some quick encounter checks.
Alright.
No, that's okay. That...
We encounter an aboleth.
No. You begin making your way around the city as cautiously as you can, trying to stay out of a kind of direct view of the kind of arched domes and views darting between the coral, finding patches of seaweed. As you were making your way along the outside of the city, you find yourselves face to face with kind of an odd undersea creature, I guess you would say. It is an oversized clam, about the size of 2 men, back to back. Its mouth is, or the mouth of the clamshell is just slightly open, and as you're swimming by, you see the shiny glint of pearl inside the clam.
do we want it?
Gorik,
my eyes glow with the side, like the whole eye is covered in pearl. I'm like, I totally want to take the pearl.
Gorik is gonna say, someone cover Sambar's mace eyes. And also, look, a single casting of Identify from Janlar.
Does it have one massive pearl, or does it have a number of smaller pearls?
You swim a little closer, Jagar, to peer your way in. And as you do, you see the giant pearl. It's still hidden beneath the clamshell, just a little bit. But you unmistakably see the glint of a single, solid, almost perfect pearl in there.
You just see, you've got Sambar in your hand, Rose, so you just hear, come on, take the pearl, take the pearl. I'll hold the mouth open and you grab the pearl and then you can just pull me out and then we get the pearl and nobody gets hurt. This is a great idea. Great thinking, Rose. Let's go get the pearl.
Wait, I don't think that was my own. It's still your thought, even if you're talking to me and
How
I can
heavy
only
does the
hear
pearl
you.
look?
It's still your thought.
Does it look like it's being like held down?
Quick, Chandler, swim into the mouth and cast Identify.
I was thinking, could I use like Mage Hand to try to grab the pearl?
Yeah, that's an excellent idea,
That
John.
sounds
I go
great.
for it.
All right.
Fantastic.
You begin casting Mage Hand. Your spectral hand begins to make its way forward, creeping into the mouth of this gigantic clam.
Does Mage Hand get extra carrying capacity because we're underwater?
No. And as certain as Gorik brings this up to you, the mage hand grabs this pearl and begins trying to pull it forth, and it is incapable of moving this massive
I look at the party
pearl.
and say, yes, we want this pearl. A heavy pearl.
I really like the idea of this giant, like, I'm imagining it's like basketball sized. Like,
Yeah,
basketball.
it's a big fuck off pearl.
Yeah. I'm imagining this like basketball sized pearl getting consumed just like a smaller one with one identify casting. Like, oh, it's worth at least 100.
Clearly, we won't use it for the identify spell. But
It'd be pretty funny. It's, well, we're in a pinch. Do we want to use the 5,000 gold pearl for identify? It could be really important.
does anyone have a way to hold the creature in place?
I mean, I'm willing to bet that Sambar could brace it.
Since we're all telepathically linked, yes, I can. Let's get the thing. I'll hold it open. You put your fleshy hands in, you grab it, and then when we're ready, you just pull me up by my handle, and we're all good. We have a big fuck off pearl.
But what if you get stuck inside? What if something happens and you fall in the wrong direction?
Could Escobar push the pearl out?
I'm gonna cast Speak with Animals, Greg. This is gonna get ridiculous in a second. I don't know. Okay, I know. Okay, I'm trying here. I'm trying. Cast Speak with Animals. I'm gonna knock on the shell.
You knock on the shell, and in a sleepy voice, the shell kind of quivers a second, and it goes, "I was having a great dream. Who wakes me up?
Good morning.
Is it morning?
This is Rose.
Ah, Rose. I don't meet many who can speak to me down here. How are you?
Slightly cold. It's a little chilly down here, don't you think?
So,
No, I think it's wonderful temperature.
out of this, what does mollusk sound like to the rest of the party?
I have no idea. What does a mollusk sound like? I imagine you see the shell kind of like opening and closing, and just bursts of bubbles are coming out. It's like.
So, you must have been down here for quite a while.
Oh, I suppose so. Yes.
We were wondering, I'm not sure if you're aware, because I know you don't have any eyes, but I thought I would let you know. You have a really beautiful pearl inside of your...
Oh, isn't it gorgeous? A pride and joy
It is
of mine.
very pretty. So I was wondering... Could we have that?
Oh. Perhaps. I would trade it to you. It is my most valuable possession, but you see, I am quite a lonely mollusk. There aren't very many
I mean, I'm not sure I'm ready for that kind of... I'm not very good when it comes to romance.
You have a very perverted mind. Why don't you listen to me for just a moment? There aren't very many people who can speak to a poor mollusk down here in the ocean depths. And I am quite bored. Should you entertain me? Some kind of performance might appease me, I don't know. If you can make me laugh, then I will trade you the pearl.
Oh, I got one for you.
Oh.
Why don't clams tell jokes?
Because no one speaks to them.
No, because they'd crack each other up.
Ah, the pun, a very strong form of humor. I do appreciate it.
Meanwhile, while this is going on, Gorik is talking to Janlar and goes, "So pearls are technically irritants that get trapped in the clam's mouth and get covered in their excrements until they build up into the... Really, we'd be doing it a favor by taking the irritant away. You'd think it would be very happy to let us just remove it.
It seems like Rose is talking to it. I don't know how, but
I'm pretty sure she just laughed in clam. It must
it's an incredible feat.
All right.
You gotta
I have
respect
no
the
idea
wildlife,
what-
people.
So,
You gotta respect it.
you attempt to tell it a very punny joke.
Yes.
Please make me a performance charisma check.
That's not gonna go well. I'm terribly at charisma. 1 second. Oh, why am I opening Janla's character sheet? This is going downhill fast. 1 second.
Trying to hide that charisma.
My charisma's
So
no better.
performance. I got a -1. Performance charisma check, you said?
Yes, please.
I don't have a 0.
At 2, Greg.
You think that you see a smile crack the mollusk shell. You're not sure how, but if a clam could smile, you think you see one. And
Yeah.
it says, "I do appreciate the effort, young miss."
Lovely. So, do you want another joke, or
My offer still stands. Should you be able to make me laugh, I will happily part with my precious pearl.
fantastic? I turn around and I say, "Sorry." I turn around and I say, "I need 2 things. Either I need somebody who knows how to tickle a clam, or somebody who has a really good joke."
I choked a tickle a clam.
I've got a joke.
Right.
What did
I'm
the one
listening.
ocean say to the other?
What is
Nothing.
it?
They just waved.
I was gonna be like, I see you over there.
They just wave?
Yeah, because they're the oceans. They have
I
waves.
was expecting the answer to be something like, "Hi, Tide."
Haha.
Oh, I
Right.
like that one.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll try that one, and I'll turn around. I mean, so, and I just say this, just exactly that joke. What did the
Sure.
one ocean say to the other? We'll try that one.
Sure. You've tried a new joke from a new perspective. Surely this pun will be the one to crack him. Go
Right.
ahead and give me a performance charisma check.
Oh my god, this is the hardest roll I've done all game. It's a 5, Greg.
It says, I do appreciate the pun. I have had a long time to think of them down here.
Guys, I think this will work.
Does somebody have a good story?
We need a really good joke. He needs some... They need to laugh. It needs to be a funny story, if anything.
I have an idea. Why don't you make Sambar touch it and let him talk to the clam? Sambar can describe how he became a mace, and I'm pretty sure the clam will laugh at how dumb it was.
Or I wouldn't put it past Sambar to talk himself up. Maybe you could tell the story yourself.
I can't talk to clams, but
to Rose.
Sambar communicates telepathically. And if anyone is going to make a clam laugh, I'm sure it would be our +8 friend.
Well, we can try. I have somebody who wants to tell you a joke, but I think you will need to hold him for a second. Would you do that?
Oh, how does a mollusk hold with this friend of yours?
Well, you just open your shell a tiny little bit, and then I'll, push in between, and then you can hold him, and then I'm going to take it back down. Is that okay?
The clam opens its shell up, and it goes, oh.
Right, and I'll, carefully put Samba right in between, so and I'll hold him
Okay.
until the clam...
When she does that, can I cast sleep on the clam?
Oh my god,
Yes, you can. I know how much HP the clam has, so please roll me a bunch of HP, my friend. What level are you
This isn't-
casting your sleep at?
So probably third. I'm just gonna
Third
say.
level sleep. Okay.
Yeah. I gotta look it up real quick though. How
Is that
sleep affects my
78? I
The
think.
question: does a clam snore? Or it's like, or is it more like? Because that's kind of important, isn't it?
It's 2d8 for each extra spell slot, so that'd be 9d8.
Yeah, 98.
I
you
feel
get there
bad
with
for
98?
tricking a giant clam that just wanted to listen to a joke.
Damn it.
That's a lot of ones.
Wow.
Ones and twos galore. You attempt to cast a spell, and I don't even think the clam notices. But above the clam, about 20 feet up, you see like a small school of fish just begin falling down out of their swim pattern. All right.
Yeah,
Why don't-
and then I'll
why don't
stick
we-
Sambar in.
Fish.
Sambar, you have been placed in the clam's mouth. The clam's slug shut above you. You hear the voice of the clam. So little one, you were to tell me a story to make
Oh my god, you sound so cool! I'm so excited. Nice to meet you. I'm Samba.
Hello, little fellow. I did not know steel could talk.
Oh, I only acquired this form. I kind of died and got put into a mace because nobody wanted to help me when I jumped into a pool because I didn't know that the pool was going to eat me.
You were eaten by a pool.
I know, right? Wild. But I have a joke for you though.
Oh, goody. Yes, I am quite looking forward.
Why? So, why don't clams give to charity?
Oh, no, why don't clams give to charity?
Because they're selfish.
Oh, because I have a shell and am a shellfish. Yes, the puns are strong with your group, little one. Go ahead and give me a performance charisma check on your...
Please, my
pun.
God, roll something. I can't. I can't take the puns anymore.
Oh! The clam
Oh my God.
digests for a moment, and then it goes, you know, that was a funny one. And as it laughs, like the shell just begins like jawing back and forth, like rapidly. Bubbles come flying out of it. The whole ocean reverberates at the force of its laughter. You all hear, and as the laughter continues, the pearl just rolls itself out of its mouth and lands with a thud on the ocean floor, and on the floor. And as it like slides to the feet of the party, you see it like dragging silt and ground with it.
Right. And I pick Sambar back up from the mouth.
Wait, I'm not done.
Keep telling him jokes.
The clam looks at you, Rose, and says, "You and your little friend have made this clam very happy today. Yes, I do hope you come back and speak to me sometime. Take good care of that pearl. And I hope it is reward enough for you as the reward you have given me."
Thank you. That's very kind of.
Tell him bye, buddy. I wish I had a name for him, but I can't write because he can't read. But like, I'll miss him. He's cool.
Well, Sambar the Mace is going to miss. But we
I
might come
shall
back at
miss
some point, you never know.
Sambar the Mace. Should he ever wish to come back, I would be happy to keep him in my mouth. We would have a long,
Phrasing.
long friendship.
I'll let him know. Nice.
All right,
being
you
like
guys have a
Sam.
gigantic pearl. How
much is it?
This
Like weight
pearl,
wise.
This pearl is the size of a like large wagon wheel, and it is
shit.
incredibly
Like a
heavy.
football?
You think that it weighs? I have no idea how much a pearl this size weighs, but it is the size of a wagon wheel, and it is not
Wow.
cursed with extra weight, so you can pick it up, right? But it is hefty. It is massively heavy compared to your average pearl.
Can I like shimmy it into my bag?
Can you
into
put
the
a
bag?
wagon wheel sized ball in your bag? How big
Yes,
is
I'll
your
give it a
bag?
go. I have no idea. Not big
Yeah.
enough, apparently. Hold up. Can I wrap it in a blanket and then tie it to my back?
Yes.
How heavy are we talking?
Let me do some.
Hold up. Let me just Google how much a pearl weighs, and then we'll times it by like 1,000.
By like
Yeah,
1,000.
How much does?
Well, hold on. I can do this even better. We can get the density of a pearl.
I'm
It's not
going
very
to say this weighs 15 pounds.
15?
yeah,
15
They-
pounds.
Oh, no problem. Give it to
weigh
me.
like 3/5 of a gram.
Yeah,
per-
pearl is not that heavy. But this is a massive pearl. It weighs 15 pounds of pearl.
big, right?
Okay. I can carry it without going into encumbrance. Although I will be encumbered once I get my pack back from the cave, but I would have been anyways.
Well, do you want me to wrap it in a blanket and strap it to my back? Because I'm not really carrying a lot of weight.
Sure, if you can, that's fine.
All right.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, so you wrap it up in a blanket and like tie the corners of the blanket together with a rope and then tie that around your waist. And you are trailing behind you a large, gigantic pearl.
Yep.
All right.
Strap it to my upper back. Yeah, it has a pearl. And Sandbar is awesome, as always. I can't believe I died. I shouldn't have died.
Well, you made a clam very happy today.
I did. Yes, I did. I get extra XP.
The clam says goodbye. He says, "Oh, thank you. You have all made me as happy as a clam." And you begin your way back around the rest of the city. So that out of the way, you do not encounter anything else as you make your way around the outside of the city. What you do find as you arrive near the outside of the university district is that the walls are high and the gates intact in this city. There are not globes of light out here. There are not the domed architecture of the Merrill, but you do see the district is intact, almost better than the rest of the city as you made your way around. Should you swim up and over the gates and down into the city, you would be clearly and obviously visible should anybody look.
Can we just hope nobody looks and roll that chance?
Yeah,
I'm not sure what else we could do.
I can also use my staff to cast Pass without trace on us, which gives us like better stealth.
It could help.
I guess I can make like a slightly, or maybe like a fish swarm would work, right? Like a rather big fish swarm that covers up people traveling.
Do normal sea creatures like swim in and out of the city, or do they avoid it generally?
As you've been swimming around out here, you notice that there is not many sea creatures swimming their way in and out of here. The ones that do are mostly small fish, the occasional seahorse and shark. But you do not see a mass amount of sea creatures around here. As you are out in the coral and the seaweed and the area just outside the city, you see many more. The coral seems to be awash with sea life. But as you move towards the city, very little. Fish do make their way in and out, but not at the rate you might expect.
Okay. I don't know if that would work for cover then. It seems like most things avoid the city.
I have an idea, and I pull out my my oil flasks. If I pop them, they will make a big black ichor that will go up and give us cover.
Wouldn't that just alert them to the fact that somebody popped an ink jar?
No, because it could have been like a squid that got, or an octopus that got upset.
Hold on, let me Google the size of octopus ink clouds.
I mean, Greg, if we look around, what kind of obscurement have we seen down around here so far?
Obscurement from the city sites.
Yeah, like
Right,
something that could happen in the city that we've seen when we were in there, like fish swarm, there we have the word again, algae.
Algae.
Yeah,
algae.
something like that. You know,
I don't know. You always pronounce it correctly, but then you second guess yourself.
I know it's weird. You write it weirdly. I can't be AE. I can't handle that. Sorry.
So there is algae. There are fronds that grow along the rocks of the city. There are schools of fish in there, though they are few. Right? They are not many and multiple. You see banks of seaweed that grows along the bottom of the ocean floor and the silt there. There's also the large amount of coral that surrounds the city, some hundreds of feet back from the wall, that you swam around in to get back to this side of the city.
Right.
Can I strap seaweed to myself to give me camo?
You can definitely do that if you want.
Hell yeah! I want to get a bunch of seaweed and like lash it to different
Alright.
parts of my body. I'm now a seaweed monster.
Hugh
Hell yeah.
begins cutting seaweed from the fronds on the silty floor away from the coral. And begins just putting them on his body, trying to strap it around him, making himself a big mass of seaweed.
A ghillie suit.
Hell yeah! I am the true oceanic sniper.
I mean, I
That's a good idea to
have
go
some
in this
stealth
way.
with my cloak, but I'm just not sure how we can get everyone into the city without being seen. It seems like any distraction we cause with natural surroundings is going to be marked as something out of the ordinary, right?
I agree.
But you just gotta roll on the fact that, you know, like they're not gonna be like, oh, somebody upset an octopus. Oh, look, there's a bush of seaweed.
I think they're on alert. We just attacked one of their parties.
But that was on
and
the other side of the city. I don't
I
think,
think
they
they're on
It
expect-
was like one district over.
It's like 3 districts over. Because I thought we were going to the.
You are kind of on the opposite side of the city.
Yeah.
I doubt they ever find their guards laying bloodied in the street.
But they don't exactly look on the other side of the city.
Probably
for the
not.
people-
Well, I don't know. What's the mayoral crime rate in Rayquan?
They are occupying a hostile environment. So high.
If we go in this direction, I think we just need to go in and
You ready for a
Let's-
fight?
Brute force it.
brute force wise, because we're gonna get seen trying to go over this in this direction. Sounds like if we want to sneak into the city, the best bet was to go back through the original quadrants where we went into, 1 and 2.
I suppose, yeah.
I mean, do we see anybody yet?
Yeah.
Are
You
there,
don't
like-
see anybody
I roll a
out here. Once again, the architecture is mostly intact in this side of the city. You're coming
want-
in from the east. The domed architecture of the Merrills is not really present, nor the kind of like glowing lights. But you do know from your interactions that there are patrols and people that go throughout the city. You aren't seen as of now, right? If you could somehow find a way through the gates in the way you did on the other side, where they were smashed and broken and in ruins, and you could get in without being seen. The only way in as of now would be to swim up over the gates, high and back down into the city. Doing so would clearly put yourself easily visible for anyone who might look that direction from the city center, where the Merrill are congregated.
Now this is where it comes into the. Is there a sewer? Great around this side.
We're not giving up on that sewer, Greg.
I mean,
no.
well,
Can I roll? Because I have investigation.
all
Well,
right,
these guys
Hugh.
did not.
Hugh Seafeather
Find us the
puts a
shitholes.
bunch of a seaweed all over himself, and then begins investigating the outside gate of the university district, attempting to find a sewer grate of some kind that may give him access. Go ahead and roll me that investigation intelligence check.
15.
Have Rose
15.
turn into like a dire badger wearing the amulet, so she's an aquatic dire badger, and she can just dig us a tunnel through the with her burrow.
A 15, huh? Okay. Well, that's just a coincidence. All right, well, sure enough, after a few minutes of searching, you, not directly near the gates, but some few hundred feet on the other side of the wall, you do find an old grate that seems to lead into some kind of sewer system. Seems as if this might have been an outlet that allowed I don't know, whatever sewer, water, sewage to flow out at one point in time. The bars are still there, though they are old and rusty. You could potentially make your way to wherever unknown location this grants you.
I'm terrified there's an eel in there, but I think this is a great idea. Come on, guys, let's go into the grate.
Is the grate big enough for us to squeeze through it, or are we gonna have to get the bars off?
You're gonna have to get the bars off.
Is it like padlocked? Because it'd be rusted, right? Damn.
Yeah, they're just rusty old bars.
All right. Well, why don't you pass Sandbar to our fighter buddy? He wails on it, then hands Sandbar back before Sandbar talks his ear off.
Would you like to hold him, I say, as I extend the mace?
Okay.
Gotta be respectful, though. He's a friend.
Well, he's involved in like our communications, right? When we're wearing the periapts.
If you
I mean,
if you are
I
wearing the
don't have anything
periapts
on
and you
him.
are holding Sambar, then Sambar would be able to communicate through
Right.
the
But
Okay.
I don't have one, so
Oh,
it
that's
doesn't-
right. So I only heard him
Mine
when
is
we were on the
broken.
ship. So it's
Yeah.
been a while.
yeah.
And the moment you're holding him, he's like, "My God, man, what lovely mitts you've got! These are so comfortable."
Much softer than my, bar.
Thanks. I
Feels
acquired
good to
some
have
new
human
gloves.
flesh touch my shaft again.
Oi, oi, oi!
I had to. It came into my head and I had to.
We've dragged Greg down to our level.
I guess! Don't mind if I do.
Look, it was Sambar. Sambar just jumped out.
Mm.
But I will say, what mighty arms you have. We could have been great friends. Many arm wrestlers have had. So what are we doing? Are we smashing these bars? I'm really good at smashing bars. Let's smash some bars.
We can try to smash some bars.
I like that.
Hell yeah. All right, so I'm going to walk you through this. You want to wind me up? I'm nice and high. and you
Believe
wanna
me,
stick
I
the
kind of
wrist.
interrupt here and say, don't worry, I know how to swing a mace. I might usually stick to two-handed weapons, but I have my fair share of experience, and I get ready and just like take a big old swing with Sandbar into one of these bars.
All right, you begin smashing away at the bars. I'm not gonna have you roll. With enough wax from your +8 friend, you can definitely break down the bars. As you're swinging away, Sambar, you have true sight, and you notice almost as the bars are beginning to crumble and break down, a large kind of shape making its way through the sewer and towards the party. Although you are probably the only one that can notice it at this point with your true sight.
Just before we break the last bit, I'm like, hold up, big fella. There's somebody in there, or something. It's big. It's gonna eat us. Can we wail on it? I totally want. Actually, keep swinging. I haven't done this in a while. Rose is hesitant to swing me. I want to wail on this thing. Let's go. Hit the bars. Let's go.
I'll knock out the last bar. How big is the sewer entrance?
It is big enough for one person to swim comfortably through at a
Okay.
time.
Oh, that is really quiet.
I can't really see inside. I don't have a light source.
Don't worry, I got you. I'll let you know where to swing, and you just swing.
All right. As
Yeah, I'm
you
gonna-
as you say that, Jagar, you realize and are alerted of it at the last moment that a large shape has rushed up through the grate, and you see it at the last moment. It is the size of a very long shark. Its head is kind of flat and square at the very end, and it becomes charging at you to bite at you. Though you are not surprised by this, as you were alerted to it.
So is it just opposed initiative then?
Yes, let's go ahead and have some opposed initiative between just you two.
Hey! I think it could not go second.
You lose to it. Yes, it goes first. And it is going to attempt to bite at you with its large maw. It's rushing for you with more speed than you anticipated, alerted by your banging presence. It hits you with a 22. Its large teeth sinking deep into like your shoulder, and it begins to like rip and tear as its whole body like whips back and forth. Tear. You are not gonna like this damage.
No giant sharks.
Roll less than 47, and I'll be happy.
Greg, is my volume better?
Your volume is much better. Okay. Thank you for working on that. You take 29 points of damage as this shark just rends into you. With that, you get a turn, and then I want everybody else to roll in.
All right. I can't two-hand a mace, right?
No, it is not a versatile weapon.
I mean, you could two-hand it, but it wouldn't do anything.
I mean, yes, you could wield it in two hands, but it would mechanically do nothing.
Okay, so I wouldn't get like the two-handed benefits.
No.
From like my talents. Okay, I'm gonna pull out my shield then. Let me make sure I actually have my shield on my character sheet. Nope, I dropped it because it was too heavy. Never mind. I don't have a shield. I just swing at this thing.
All right, you swing at the shark as it is digging its like teeth into you and tearing at your flesh.
So 29 to hit to start off.
29 hits.
So he's gonna take D8 plus 12 for 20 points of damage.
20 points of damage. All right. Yeah.
And you just hear Sandbar like, whoa!
When you strike the shark on its head, like that impulse makes it like open its mouth back up, and you're able to like rip your arm free. A cloud of blood now appears around you.
Okay, and then the second attack. Oh, yeah, I have to roll to hit, even though it probably won't miss. Is a 23 to hit.
That does hit.
For another 20 points of damage.
For another 20 points of damage. Woo! Wow, when you put Sandbar in somebody else's hands, it gets up there.
Yeah, in fact, I'm going to action surge and do another 2 attacks.
Okay, you action surge.
17,
do more
does that hit?
That does.
He takes another 14, and then we have a 21 to hit for another 13. So he takes an additional 27.
All right, so you just wail on the shark. Boom, 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 hitting him over and over with Sandbar. The shark recoils and swims back, but it smells the blood in the water, and you kind of hear it kind of like almost growls. Its like intensity reverberates through the waves like a JoJo menace. And with that, I need everyone else in the party to roll into initiative. Eight. Up with a 7. And Jagar, you were a 2.
We rolled in order.
You did roll in order, which is pretty impressive. Okay, Janlar, you are the first to react as you see this shark just ripping into Jagar, and then Jagar just wailing on it over and over and over again with Mace Sandbar. What are you doing?
I'm just gonna cast sleep on it.
Okay.
I'm not really. I feel like it's gotta have less HP than.
I think it's taken 67 damage so far, so I would hope so.
But I'm just gonna cast as level 1, so.
Okay. Uh, 24. That does not put the shark to sleep. Jagar, what is your total HP? What's your current HP?
Oh, my current? I'm down to 18.
Jagar.
Wait, you got hit. I forgot you got hit. You're asleep. Oh boy.
All right, Jagar is now asleep.
Like your own people.
I was like,
In
wait,
front
wait,
of the
wait,
giant
wait,
shark.
I forgot you were low.
That
Okay,
brings
great,
us to Rose. Rose, you see the sleep spell go off, but unfortunately, Jagar, your ally, begins to fall asleep before the shark. What do you do?
Is there any way I can slap him back into being awake?
Yeah, it takes an action, but you can slap somebody
if
awake.
you swim up with your action, you can shake him awake.
Okay, I'm gonna shake him awake, and then I'm gonna cast Healing Word on him.
All right. Rose, you swim up and begin violently shaking Jagar. Wake up, damn it! You heal him for 7 HP, and that brings us around to Hugh Seafeather. You see this desperation to wake the fallen Jagar. What do you do?
I'm like, all right, Esteban, skewer the fishy.
All right, Esteban is thin enough that it can slip past Jagar in this tunnel, and it slides out of its scabbard and races forward as you command it, and attempts to stab the giant hammerhead shark.
All right, I don't know why my phone just started making anime noises, but it did. 9.
9 does not hit the shark. In fact, what happens is he like skims the shark, trying to avoid Jagar, and just the thick hide is not pierced. Excellent. Anything else that you're doing on your turn? Okay, that brings us to Gorik. Gorik, what do you do?
Muted, so I will unmute first. This thing is a giant shark, right?
Yes.
Okay. It's not like it doesn't look like a giant shark. It is a giant shark.
It is a giant shark.
Gorik is going to figure that Rose might be able to talk to it. And as such, I am going to... How many people? I get 3. I'm going to cast Bless on Rose and Janlar and Jagger.
Okay. You begin chanting the blessings of Ungral. The pale light of the grave surrounds you, infusing you with greater strength and purpose, preparing you for what is to come. And what is to come is terrifying, as the giant shark smells the blood in the water, and it notices the injured Jagar, and races up to attack him. And it has advantage from its blood frenzy. So...
We did wake Jagar up, right?
You did wake him up, but the blood frenzy attribute allows it to have advantage over any creature that doesn't have all its hit points.
It's okay. It doesn't auto crit because he's not unconscious now.
That is true. It does hit you with a 28, and it begins to rip and tear at you once again for 23
I'm still
more
up
points of damage.
because of the healing word.
Oh! Rose coming in clutch with the healing word. Jagar is still up as this shark just rends and rips and tears at you with all of its might.
All right.
Your turn.
Let's go, Sandbar. An 18 to hit, which I think hits, and also a crit.
Oh no!
Wow.
So first one is 14 points of damage. The second one is 24 points of damage.
14 and 24. Okay, you batter the shark. It unlatches its drop on you, kind of shakes itself off, but it is still coming.
Yep. As a bonus action, just in case, I'm gonna go ahead and do second wind on myself.
Okay.
And gain back 8 points of health. So I'm at 10.
Excellent. That is Jagar's turn, which brings us back around to Janlar. After having the disaster of the sleep averted, what do you do?
You're muted.
He wanders into the realm of silence.
I'm going to just attack it with Ray of Frost.
Alright. I blessed you, so you get an extra D4. Jagar would have 2, but he didn't need it.
Oh, yeah.
I have a disadvantage though with ranged spell attacks, right? In the water.
I'm not giving you disadvantage on the Ray of Frost spell attack due to the nature of being underwater. But if you were to project something, or if you were to use like fire bolt, I would probably impose the disadvantage. But I like the idea of this becoming, instead of like a ray, it becomes like a spear that cuts through the water. So I'm doing it normal.
And then floats.
Yeah, and then it floats up. Yeah, exactly. Your icy spear strikes the shark right in the head. Go ahead and roll some damage.
To plus a D4.
No, it's
to
just your
hit,
attack roll.
but not to damage.
Oh, okay.
14 points of damage. Excellent. 2040. That is 68. That is 100. No, that is 90. That is 103.
We hit 68, right? And then I did another 38.
It is
So
still
that-
up. It has 5 hit points left after the icicle hits it. It bleeds and lists in the water, but it is still moving. That brings us to Rose.
Right. Just so I know, is there like the gate and the shark is like right in the middle of it?
Yeah, so there's a sewer grate, right?
Yeah.
And Jagar is standing in the middle of it, having just broken and bashed down the metal grate in the way. And out of this tunnel has emerged a giant shark that has bit and attacked him. You have rushed up next to him and shook him awake, but he's still between you and the shark.
Right. So the shark is pretty much but it's kind of still kind of half stuck in that tunnel, right? Not in a
Well, I think it
physical-
probably pushed me out because it swam up to bite me, which means the momentum probably carried me out of the entrance.
Right, but the shark would still be kind of in the entrance, right?
Correct.
Right. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna swim up a little bit. How high up is the sewer? On the ground, kind of?
Yeah,
Or are we,
it's
high
on
up?
the bottom. It's on the ground floor, basically, of the sunken city. It's the size of about one man. About one person
Okay.
can swim through it comfortably.
Perfect. That's what I wanted to hear. So I'm gonna swim next to Jagger. I'm gonna take my staff off my back, and I'm gonna gently tap the ground twice, and a giant wall of thorns starts shooting straight through the shark and through the tunnel.
Whoa!
Pretty much 60 feet. It's
All
10
right.
feet high, 5 feet thick, and it just rushes through the tunnel straight forward through the
Damn!
shark.
You reach over Jagar with your staff, tap the ground, and then thorns!
Much like that.
I don't even think this shark gets a save. I think this shark is effed. So roll me a bunch of damage, I guess.
Right, it's 778 then.
Woo!
It's
He has
how
5
much?
HP, so
778. I'm still gonna roll it. Give me that. Give me that glory.
78.
Yeah. Well, it's a shitty roll, but 16
16
damage.
that
damage.
is-
The shark is shred by your thorns. Just this wall of thorns just comes racing through it and ripping and tearing. The shark just turns into ground hamburger right in
Yep.
front of you.
And I'm gonna tap the staff twice again, and I'm gonna put it back.
and then it just retracts into the staff.
Pretty much.
That,
Pretty much.
Nice.
okay, on the one hand, that was really cool and great kill secure again.
You're welcome.
But also, can we talk about how terrible
How
those
shitty
rolls
that
were?
roll was. It's okay. It was not a death saving throw. That's all that mattered.
All right, and with that, you have opened the way into the sewers. You begin.
Sambar's like, can you hand me back to Rose now, Sleeping Beauty?
Sure, I feel better with the sword in my hand anyways. And I just kind of toss Janlar out into the water for Rose to catch.
Sandbar.
I
yeah,
guess
Sambar.
it goes
Janlar and throws
We have 3 AR ending names in the party now, and
It's- yeah.
it's really screwing with me. I made a mistake naming
I know.
this guy Jagar.
Right, in Critical Role, Matthew Mercer had Liam and Laura playing Vex and Vax. So
It's rough.
Sam Riegel threatened to make a character named Vix, and Matt told him he'd throw him out of the game if he did.
That sounds very fair. I don't know who these people are other than Matthew
Not me
Mercer.
either, but I'm like, it sounds like a shit cunt move to be
it
like,
sounds good.
another Vic.
All right,
I'm gonna catch Samba and I'm gonna say, did you have fun?
I did. He has mighty arms, but he sleeps like a beauty, so I'll pass.
Okay.
I would
I'll
just
put
like
it
to
back
point
on.
out that between Faye's 7d8 and Janlar's 9d8, we rolled 7 ones and 4 2s.
We're really low on that probability.
Yeah, that arc is. That's
I mean, I don't know what's your problem. I rolled 4 straight 20s. So.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Janlar's second sleep spell or whatever it wasn't quite as bad as the first one was against the clam. But
it was worse.
The clam had 165 HP. I don't think you could put it to sleep.
No.
Did it?
Yeah.
No, he didn't need a lot
So,
more
the
D8
5 of you have cleared out the sewer. You begin making your way through. Eventually, the sewer terminates inside of one of the crumbling, ruined buildings inside the university district. You make your way out and begin searching for the university building. You find it quite quickly. It's a large building in the center of the district. The architecture clearly stands out to anyone caring to look. And I guess you begin making your way slowly towards it. I want the group of you to just give me...
Do we want to still go in? Don't we have...
I just want you guys to give me perception checks on your way to the center of it.
Do I get an advantage one, or do I get one?
No, I just want you to give me the... I don't think the true sight's going to help you too much here.
Right, I'm gonna do it all.
Nice.
There we go.
Wasting 20s on like
21!
perceptions.
All right. Perfect. So,
Two people
Mike...
don't see anything. Two people see everything.
Goric and Rose, you see on the side of this building as you get close to it, as you get closer, this large imprint of a recently made etching, basically, into the side of this. It is probably like 100 feet of like recent etchings into the side of the university, and it is instantly and clearly recognizable as arcane to you. Is probably what drew your eye to it, and you are quite certain that Merrill have placed some kind of warding upon the university as you get closer to it. And I think that is where we will end our session today, as the 5 of you approach the university building out of the cover of the sewers, and you recognize this arcane ward that has been etched in here. With that, I need to get you guys some XP. So, I'm going to calculate that. Why don't we have all of you, if you have any shout-outs or things to say before the end of the show, now would be the time to make them, and then I will give you some XP and we'll wrap it up.
Okay, who wants to go first?
Shout out to Rose for being the MVP of the session. Like, tanked 3 critical hits, kill secured with some high priority KSing.
Yep. 0 damage, but the rest is pretty good.
Didn't damage.
You were the only reason
teammates
Jagar didn't
or
go down,
put
because
him in
that 7
sleep?
damage gave me 2 HP to survive that second shark bite.
It's for hitting me with that whip.
That was fun. I enjoyed that. I forgot that it did damage. That's why I felt kind of bad after doing that.
I knew that if it did damage, that it wasn't going to do so much that my ward wouldn't tank it.
Okay.
So that was why.
Well, I actually do have the tiniest shout out. If you enjoy what I'm doing for whatever reason, I'm actually going to be playing on Twitch, probably on the Wizards channel, on the 3rd of September, 7 p.m. UK time, with the Scradicus bunch, who asked me whether I wanted to play with them like a one-shot, and I said, yeah, sure, why not? So I'm very grateful for that opportunity. It's going to be a level 1 campaign, which I love. I love lower level campaigns. They're an awful lot of fun. People die very easily. It's good. Yeah, so if you want to check that out, if it's not going to be on the Wizards channel, it's going to be on the Scraticus channel. Like, I take it. But if you wanna see that, you can follow me on @Feyama for you. I sometimes complain about pasta there, so if you're into that, there you go.
I live for your complaints, and yes, I follow everything you post on Twitter because it's a great read.
That sounds very exciting. I will have to make sure to catch that.
I am pretty excited about it. It's going to be fun, I think. Like, I love low-level campaigns. I love high-level too, but, it's always fun to make level 1 fighter or whatever.
Seems exciting. Awesome. Sean ran off, so no shout-outs for him. Anyone else got anything they want to say?
I got the usual, We've got the old LUQ ping. I just dropped it in chat. slap-studios.com/feed/LUQ. I think the LUQ website, just the shorthand one, just takes you to Slapdash home now. So I like this one more because it actually takes you to the League of Ultimate Questing page. But podcast is still going. They have a new show called D20 Questions where they interview PDX D&D people. They had Keith Baker on. They had Marshall Short, who does Printable Heroes, on. It's another cool show. It's like a fireside chat. It's like a Q&A, not a play podcast. But that one's fun. It premiered, I think, beginning of July is when that one came out. So it's still kind of new. But some big things happening in LUQ. I was gone for the last recording session due to baby. So they had a guest player who I don't know if we've actually announced who it was, so I won't say it. But there was a guest player, and then Haruthax will be back for the next recording session. So a bunch of kind of interesting changes in show dynamic from that. So always a fun listen. Millman enjoys it when he's caught up.
I do. I listen to it at work, and
Yep.
my colleagues always look at me funny because I'm hearing goats and random other things coming out of a bakery at 3 a.m. It's quite a good time.
So if you've got any interest in checking out that podcast, we would love you to listen to the show. I think it's pretty good. I enjoy listening to it too, even though I've already been there for all the recordings. But I think that's my only shout out right now.
Cool.
At some point, I'm going to start streaming on Twitch again now that I actually have a proper internet connection, but that might not be for a while still. So
yeah, it's in the works.
Yeah.
I'm going to help him set it all back up, and we're going to have him streaming again. For my shout out, as always, I'm here on Twitch. It is just Millman. You can just type it in the top, or you can just click my name in the chat. I'm always here lurking in Greg's stream, even though I don't always say anything. Most of the time I do. I always just come in and say, "What's up, boys?" And then I lurk because I go live literally 5 minutes after I say hi. If you're interested in watching more D&D, you haven't got your fix for today. If you literally wait maybe half an hour, I'll be going live with the Seekers of Sarmanath campaign, playing my Dragonborn monk. God damn it, the shade that's thrown at me earlier.
With what camp?
Yeah, you said the Seekers of Sarmanath campaign.
Oh, sorry, Shadow Sight campaign.
There you go.
But yes, I'll be playing my Dragonborn monk, who is quite a high level, and I enjoy him immensely. Thank you. I haven't told, they don't watch the show, thank God, so I can spoil. I'm going to be stealing a realm crystal, and I'm going to become a full-blown dragon. I'm hoping to do it in the next 2 sessions, and I'm going to murder the druid in our party.
A full-blown dragon? That sounds exciting.
What color Dragonborn are you?
I am. I'm a brass dragon.
Are you gonna turn into a brass dragon?
I think I'm just gonna become
a chromatic one.
A god tier dragon because
I want whatever the best dragon is.
Yeah, I'm just going straight for my own breed of dragon.
Yeah, I'm gonna play a void dragon from the Kobold Press Tome of Beasts.
I was actually trying to become a shadow dragon of chaos because my monk believes in the Traveler, which is chaos and change. And I was going to just go nuts, but then the whole party was like, "Oh, we're gonna steal that crystal from you," and I haven't told them. I'm just gonna take the Fire Realm crystal and then become stupid fire breather and burn everybody to death because that's chaotic.
Lovely.
Yes, yeah. So that sounds like a very healthy campaign
to do.
going on.
Sounds like a good player to have in your campaign.
Yeah.
I'm getting fucked over, so yeah.
Turns
Oh my
into
god!
Mushu from Mulan.
I hope he turns into Mushu. I just saw that too.
That would be great.
That's
Oh,
exactly
please turn into Mushu. That'd be hilarious.
I will.
Also, the tiniest shout out in the end here. If you follow twitch.tv/koibu, I might have hijacked the channel because Neil is not around, and I'm currently running Frozen Frontier reruns the entire weekend. They are about 3 episodes each night. So if you want to see more of the lovely Sean or the wonderful Greg Hansen, you should absolutely go there and watch some reruns with us because we enjoy that stuff. And if you haven't done so yet, you should absolutely consider following Greg Hansen because he's a great man and he brings us together every single week so we can make jokes about, pasta and clams. So
3 out of 6.
touching a shaft with bare skin or something.
exactly, all the good stuff.
I was going to say, that
Well, thank
explains
you.
why I saw Greg's face in the Frozen Frontier last night while I was streaming. I had the Who's Live at the moment. I was like, it's odd for him to be doing reruns at my hour.
Yeah, that was me. I take the blame.
Alrighty. Well, thank you for that. I appreciate it. That being said, I want all of you to take home 2,120 experience.
That's a lot of experience.
Yeah,
You killed a big
lot
shark.
of stuff. And you killed a shark. The shark alone was worth more than 2 soldiers.
I believe it.
Yeah.
It had as much hit points as about 3 soldiers.
The
Greg.
shark had... Yeah, the shark had a lot of hit points, actually.
Greg,
Yes,
Sandbar!
yes. Sandbar gets a full share. There was combat. Basically, I calculated if there's combat during the session, Sandbar gets a full share of the XP at the end. If there's no combat, then I'd take note of that, and Sandbar just doesn't. So,
What was the number again?
Yeah, I was wondering that too, actually.
2,120 XP.
Chat's asking a question that I was wondering too. Is the shark too high CR for Rose to turn into, or can she turn into that shark?
The giant shark is CR5. So as soon as she can get a CR5, she can turn into that giant shark.
She's a
Yeah,
land
it's
circle druid. I
In
think
about
she'll be a
30
while.
levels, boys.
She's also seen a giant seahorse, which she could turn into.
Okay.
Because they
Good to
were
know.
ridden by the Marrow soldiers on
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
previous episode. And that's only CR1/2. So, giant seahorse. That's something. Anyway. Thank you all for hanging
Hold on
out
to
with
the
us.
algae.
Yeah, thank you all for hanging out with us. We had a really good time playing, and I hope you guys had a really good time watching. Have a great rest of your night, day, week, whatever it is till I see you again. We'll catch you next time. Peace, everybody.
Bye!